Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Whole Division podcast. I am your host, Chidzz, aka Chidzz the Sun, aka Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for a few.
What about Bun the Becks? You're not doing Bun the Becks no more.
Chiddiana, Bex, listen, if whatever, however you know me is however you know me, yeah? So, I am joined by, obviously, the loyal, the beautiful, the real, the gangster, the everything, Miss Millie Rock Milan.
That'll be me.
Hey,
That'll be me. Guess to know. If you don't know, then that's who you've got them. Because boy, I'll be fire.
It's real, okay, you're lying. And then we're also joined by Mr. True Talk, aka Ashley, the man himself. Welcome and thank you for joining.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you always. And then lastly, we are joined by a man with many titles, Mr. Riche. I'm just going to call you Mr. Riche for now, yeah? Mr. Riche.
I got some lighting difficulties, but I'm trying to...
No, you're good, man. We see you shining. You're good. Yeah, all right. But yeah, so obviously I'm having a few technical difficulties. So we're going to be discussing 3 topics tonight. Go on, Mills. Go on.
You still didn't say where we found Mr. Riche.
Oh, we found Richie. Richie found us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Richie found us. Richie gravitated towards us, Mills. You know our energy already.
I like
You know
that.
what I mean? Yeah.
Welcome.
I was following Chidzz for a while, and then
He called me
something
Chidzz,
happened.
you know. Richie, you're getting too comfortable. But go on. But go on. Yeah, he's been following me for a while, and he like nicely looked into my bio, saw the podcast, and he followed and showing support and love, and I can appreciate that. Thank you very much, Richie. So tonight we have 3 topics for you. The first topic, Richie, I'm going to ask you because I don't really know. What is the first topic, Richie?
All right. So the first topic is: are people becoming too obsessed with being the boss?
Are people becoming too obsessed with being the boss? The second topic, Richie.
Should we talk about our relationships and friendships to our children?
Should we talk about our relationships and our friendships to our children? Don't worry, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on that one, okay? Because my daughter.
That's not for me because I haven't got any.
It's okay.
So that's
Hey, because we're still gonna roll with it. It's fine. My daughter picked that one. So, and then what was the third topic?
Polyamory relationships.
Polyamory relationships. And don't worry, Mill. As always, I will give you a little bit of a background
I'm like,
on
in
that.
layman's terms, what does that mean?
Don't
I don't get it.
confused, girl. I got your back.
How do you even spell polyamory?
It means multiple partners. That's what it means.
Multiple partners, Millie. Millie's pissed off already, but we're gonna get to that. So don't worry, okay? So, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll make it make sense, Mills.
He's gonna make it make sense for you. Don't worry. So the first topic, what are people becoming obsessed with being the boss? I'm gonna come to you first, Mr. True Talk, because you're a boss. Yeah. Before I just come to you first.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, yeah. I don't think that people are becoming too obsessed with it, yeah. I think what's happening is because men always have to be the boss anyway. Because the only man that's really not the only man, but the most desirable man is the man that's the boss, or the man that's got things under control and is leading and doing the most, earning the most, achieving the most. Yeah. So I think what the question is are women wanting to be bosses more? Because I think men have always wanted to be bosses. I think it's always been cool for a man to be a boss. It's always been the aim for a man to try to achieve the most that he can. So I think really what we're asking is is it more common that women are trying to be bosses, or women have that boss chick mentality? I think that's where we're going with it more than like in general, because I think that it's normal for a man to try to be a boss.
Yeah, but it depends what industry you're in, though. Because if you're like working corporate, you're climbing the ladder, you might be in like a accountant or engineering or something. You're not always going to be the boss. It's always going to be like a CEO or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think a man's always going to be the boss, but I think the aim for a man is to try to be the boss. You get it? And if you're a man that's like happy to be like, no, I'm happy in this position, people are going to kind of look down on you like, bro, well, you're settling for this. So I don't think that the boss thing is something that's a surprise amongst men, if you know what I mean. I think men have always tried to achieve the most that they can. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always been cool for a man to try to achieve the most that he can. You get it? Whereas for women now, it's become more culturally acceptable for a woman to achieve a lot and to be the boss. You get me? And I don't think it's a problem. I think it's kind of like, I kind of like it. You get me? Not that I don't mind who's the boss, like who. I don't really care. For me, it's not like different. If a woman's my boss or a man's my boss, I don't really care. But I do like the fact that women are feeling more comfortable in control or in leader positions.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you now. So I'm going to read a couple of the comments. So Witty Winch says, sorry, rewind, women trying to be bosses. I am the damn boss.
See, there you go.
Peely says, I'm quite happy to make money, yes, but this boss bitch or boss status has no interest to me. Make your money, yes, but this act and / mentality is not appealing to me. Okay. She said, I can make money quietly. Love that. Olivia, can we just say congratulations to Olivia? She became a mother and her baby is so beautiful. Congratulations, girl. So Livy says, being the boss equals financial freedom. Capricorn energy.
See it.
We've got a Chuck Woo Sutton says, who's that Taliban? I don't know. I think we got a troll, but it's all good because I'll deal with them. And Olivia says, love y'all. Okay, so Ashley, so you think women are becoming obsessed with being this, like having this boss bitch?
I don't think it's an obsession. I just think it's opportunity has arisen. That the opportunity has presented itself for women to be able to do that. I don't think it's an obsession. I think we're all obsessed with being. I think most people are obsessed with being the boss. I think most people would love to be in control. You might not admit it, but I think most people want to be the person that calls the shots. You get me? Man or woman.
Okay.
But it sounds good, but is everyone prepared for that?
Nah, that's not everyone.
Like it's your on call is 24/7. It's not no 9 to 5 clock out and go and chill.
Yeah, but that's why everyone isn't a boss. You get me? That's why it's a mentality and not a reality. You get me, Carl? Everyone can't do it, but everyone wants to do it.
Yeah.
You get me? Everyone thinks they. You get me? Everyone thinks they can. Do you get me? Everyone enjoys the power of it, but don't enjoy the responsibility of it.
Because this whole hustle culture we got now, trying to do your own thing and answering to no one.
No, in theory, it's amazing.
But like you said, not everyone's prepared for it.
Yeah, but to be a boss, I think you have to. I think what people don't understand is that you have to do the work first, isn't it? So you have, as much as no one wants to start from the bottom, no one wants to start from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Start from the bottom, you can become the boss, and you'll prepare yourself for the opportunity. But a lot of people don't want to do the groundwork. You know what I'm saying?
And I think also as well, you know, like, in order to be a boss and whatever and stuff, you have to be able to listen. You have to be able to learn. You have to have people that you look up to, because you have to learn things from somewhere. I mean, it's very rare that how many times you hear people they become successful, but how many people help them on the way? Who did they learn from? So I think the mistake that a lot of people make nowadays is they're not willing to listen or learn, and they just think, yeah, I can do this, yeah, I can make money. Yeah, anyone can make money, but how are you going to maintain that? How are you going to keep it going? Where's the flow? You have to look ahead, really, and think, all right, this might work in the moment, but is it going to work in that moment? Do you get me? So I think a lot of people, they just don't want to learn, really, and they don't really want to listen. Riche,
short-term money, like?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people have got like ADHD, so they just want to pick something that makes money quickly, then go on to the next thing. But no one wants to be like a professional, like long-term now, like to build real skills, like.
Totally agree. There's a comment from Winchy. She says, but what is about making money quietly? Can you not be a literal boss of your business and not post it every 2 minutes, etc.? Yeah, I do. It's so easy. It's you make. I think sometimes when you're humble, when you're quiet about certain things, and you attract a certain clientele, you attract a certain energy with it as well, and it's something that can keep going for a long time. Then people who are just overly loud and like egotistical about what they're doing, it's so in the moment, and then it's gone. You see them for a bit, and then it's like, oh, how many people have opened shops or done certain things, and then it's gone because they've hyped this so much, it's just fallen and it's failed. I think it's about being humble sometimes. Yeah, Richie, talk to me a little bit more.
That boss thing is very like it's a lot on ego. Like I have to call the shots. Like no one can tell me what to do.
And that's done. Because if you've got that mentality where nobody can tell you what to do, how are you ever going to build a business? You have to talk to people. You have to converse. You have to network. You have to do a lot of things. So you're not really going to get.
And it's worse when you have a business, right? Because you got all your clients, customers, they're telling you what to do now.
They are, and you have to listen to them because the customer, but not always right, but more time they are, and you have to make them think they're right as well. That's who you're catering to. It's like you're putting on a show and they're your audience. So yeah, totally agree. Millie, talk to me, girl.
I mean,
are you about?
Of course. But you know what, like some people I think are naturally just born with a boss mentality. Like the other day I was in work and like my manager and like me was like walking around the floor seeing if everyone was okay, and loads of people said I have a presence and I walk with like authority, so everyone thought like I was the manager, so they kept coming up to me and like my managers, they're like, sorry, I can help. They're like, yeah, we're just going to talk to her, we're just going to wait for her. She's like, okay, cool, I can help you with this, and they're like, we've got to wait for her. And then they were like, we want to speak to the manager, we don't want to speak to you. And my manager's like, I am the manager, she's under me. And I'm like, yeah, that's my manager, yeah, cool. Everyone was like, what? I said, yeah, that's my manager, like I'm below her. I'm gonna go sit back at my desk, push paper to pen, like that is the manager. Everyone was like, right, do you know what I mean? So it's not even about, and obviously she is making more money than I am, so it's not even about like a money thing. Sometimes it's just you're just like naturally you have that presence and aura. Thank you.
There you go.
Nature, man, health.
You got that boss.
Do you know what I'm saying? I just like, unfortunately, I'm just a boss. Like I can't help it. I was just born like it. Okay, God wants me to be a boss, and I'm a boss. Do you know what I mean? But you got to think as well, like, you know, taking it back from time, women were to be at home, have babies, stay at home, cook food, do cleaning. Do you know what I mean? Like if we're taking it back, and it's only been in the last couple of years, not couple, but like in the last 50, 60 years or so, I'm not good at maths, I don't know, but where women have started to be like, no, actually we want the same as men, and we can go past them if we want to, and do you know what I mean? Like we can come out of the house and we can like make our own money, whether that's you and your husband or you and your boyfriend or other significant other, you know, like making something together and building an empire, or doing it on your own. And you can do it in either way. It's not oh, because I'm a single mother, I have to be the boss, or because I'm a single father, I now need to. It's not about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just do you and be happy.
100%.
Amen.
I'm going to read another comment. So Winchie says, I don't like the whole boss-ish language. I think that's not the same as being a literal boss of your business. Plus, it's exhausting. I think it depends on how you're raised as well. My auntie Rona's in the building, all the way from Boston.
Big up.
Peely says, it's not easy. The first few years can be really hard. Serious blood, sweat, and tears. Nature Man Health says being the boss consists of managerial skills, communication skills, and so much more. To be the boss, you need to be a worker, or should I say, go in experience. But being bossy is different.
Do you know how you should look at it? Look at what's the name of the man that does The Apprentice? So he's the boss and he sits in the middle,
And
but
the
he's got
sugar.
his two people on the left and the right, the one person on the left, one person on the right, who are advising him. So they're advising him on who he should pick. He's the boss. He doesn't like. If you're looking at it technically, he don't like need like no advisors. He can just look and go, do you know what? I don't like the look of you. I don't like your accent. I want you. No. He's got two advisors who are going in and having a look and advising him on what he should do. But he's the top. Do you know what I'm saying? So for you to be a boss, you've got to be able to have advisors, to be able to take criticism and you know, learn all of the other things that's needed as well, just to be, you know, be like a team player. Be able to like work in a group and be able to like work on your own, take your own initiative. Do you know what I mean? Like all of these things are needed to be there, but people just want to cut off their nose to spite their face all the time.
100%. I agree with you, man.
Because who wants to admit, you know, oh, I asked for help? Realistically, we're all asking for help, but no one wants to admit, I didn't ask for help. I got here on my own. Okay. Great for you, because who's now holding you up there? No one. It's like a guy that you just, if you don't have like a leg day, bro, you're gonna topple over in the wind because you're just top heavy. Do you know what I'm saying? You still need stability underneath you. You need that. When you build a house, you have to put down a foundation first and then put your house on top, because if you just put your house on the ground, it's not going to stand for long.
I hear what you're saying. Basically, what you're saying is like, as much as people want to be the boss is only as good as his team.
100.
If your team ain't 30, bro, you're not a boss of nothing.
Work makes a dream work, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the facts, bro. That's the facts. Any real boss that you see, a successful person, you know that their team is patterned. You get me? They got everybody in every position that needs to be played, and they're doing the right job. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's something that people overlook. They want to be the boss, but they don't understand that you need 100 people in position. Do you get me? Well, you maybe not 100 people in position, but you need the right people in the right positions. Do you get me? In order for the team to work. Yeah,
it's a big job. You have to cultivate that team as well.
Yeah,
yourself.
But that's what a boss is. A boss is someone who knows how to put the right people in the right positions.
100%.
You know, it's not just about being able to dictate everything. It's about knowing that, right, this person is better at this than me. You get what I'm saying? What I don't know, they know. What I can't do, they can do. You get what I mean?
100%. Peely said there are a lot of fast money makers out there have no real passion for anything. Olivia the Bull says longevity, consistency, and learning how to be a team player is so important. Not just running around saying you're a boss, laugh out loud. Some people do confuse the two. And Pete says it goes to a lot of people's heads, 100%. Let's see, hang on. We've got another comment as well from Witty Winch. It says, fact is, you have to lead your team, you need to respect them and take care of them, and not just control people. And that's how you end up with a lovely team of people in your business. And I couldn't have summarized that shit any better myself. What's Peely saying? They're saying a lot in the comments tonight. On social media, it's portrayed as a lifestyle. That type of boss I can't relate to. Most people are trying to live up to a lifestyle that they cannot maintain. A lot of people are misunderstood on what being a boss is. I think a lot of people listen to too much music and the influences and the bullshit, because underneath it all, it's like, for me, I just think being a boss is being very humble about what you're doing. If you're really passionate about what you're doing, and it's something that you love and you want to make a difference, or you want to make a change, then you ain't going to be all loud about it. You're not going to be egotistical about it. You're going to be humble. Do you get me? You're a light worker if you're doing something that's going to change the world effectively. Do you know what I mean?
Indeed.
Yeah.
And I was going to mention something about, you know, like astrologically speaking, because I know, Chidzz, you'll be into that as well. Because we're going into that time of, like, what is the age of Aquarius? Like, we're getting very, like, people are being more self-accountable.
It's your time.
Sorry, I'm an Aquarius. I had to. Sorry.
You had to.
Okay. Because people are having to be, like, more self-accountable. And, like, coming into your sovereignty as a human being. Like, you can take charge of yourself. You don't need someone else to tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're meant to really like treat your whole life like a business. Because you've got like a health department, emotional department, mental department.
And that's how you have to look at it. Yeah. No, definitely. I love what you said there about looking at your life as the different departments, because if you don't work on each one, if you don't put like an equal amount of energy into each one, you are going to fall apart. That's how people get depressed. That's how people get low. That's how people think they have failed. But if you work on each part of your being evenly, you're winning, man. You're always winning. And the universe will have you. The universe will definitely have you back. But if you're out there being egotistical and being an idiot, yeah, it's going to say, you know what, fuck y'all. It's going to give you some bad shit, you get me? And you have to go, you're going to have to go through shit anyway when you're building a business or you're doing something that's going to effectively change the world. But the end result is always beautiful, and I don't care. I always say that, and it really is. If you're, from the time you've got a clean heart and a pure soul, and your intentions are good, then end result's going to be beautiful regardless. Woody Winch said, "I can't lie." Hold on, Winchy, you say loads, man. That I can't even keep up with you. I can't lie. I think I've missed a lot, because how are people who are claiming to be a boss finding all that time to post shit on socials? This is what I'm saying. Who finds the time? You've got too much time on your hands. If you can post about it, unless you got someone working for you who's posting about it, then yeah, you're long. Your shit ain't.
Because they were bossing the community. There's a difference. They're posting for the community. They were bossing the community. Do you know what I mean? They're all about hype and letting people see and like know what they're doing and what they're about. Yeah. I don't give a shit if you don't know what I'm doing.
Word, bro.
Bro,
I post like 1% of the shit a man's really doing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, half the shit man's really doing, no one will know. Do you get what I mean?
I don't even know if I've posted a picture this year or think that.
Because you're being busy. You don't care for it.
If you don't know what I'm doing, then you're obviously not in my circle. And that's okay. You don't have to know. But if you might see me out and about, and then you'll realise that, oh, okay, cool. Other than that, it's none of your business.
Mm-hmm. And that's what
it is a whole separate job to be posting social media side.
Yeah, people get paid for that shit, and you're there posting for free because you think that everyone wants to see what you're doing. Get out of it.
Man. And I think a lot of people haven't mastered that art of posting, and not even like some people. Like I post all the time, but nobody don't know shit about me. You get me? This I'm up in my business out there. You're not even really getting it inside. You're getting the 0.5%. Trust me, it's crazy. People are mad. They're talking amongst themselves in the comments. So Rena said, "I love that you your life run like your life run your life like a business." Yeah, that was hard, Richie. I'm gonna have to steal that still. And they just with their Nature Man Health said, sometimes people post to motivate, not just hype, and in motivating helps motivate themselves. It depends on the field you're in. Oh yeah, 100% definitely. When you're you can motivate other people and you can be inspirational and do those kind of things. But it's just, I think what we were touching on is when people are doing it in an egotistical way, and you're like, it's weird. I think a lot of people are consumed with material shit as well now. Mm-hmm. Like it's quite strange, but if you have it, then you have it, innit? You don't have to. Yeah, I just personally don't get it anyway. But Winchy said, I very rarely post about my business or work related things on socials. I keep a lot to myself, unless of course people rock up to one of my sites. Winchy, I ain't reading no more of your comments. Rena says, I do, however, support being a boss as an affirmation with the addition of self-development. Yeah, and that's different. If you're saying it to yourself as a mantra, if it's an affirmation, it's something that you're trying to manifest or stuff. Yeah, man, do it, innit? I'm all for it. So, guys, I think we're in agreement that you're a boss, you're a boss. Who ain't you in? And that's that.
And I'm a boss.
Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. should we talk about our relationships and our friendships with our children or the children around us, whether you've got children or not, the children around us. So this topic came up. It was my daughter gave me this topic, because she said to me the other day, oh, what happened to remember so? And I was like, yeah, don't chat to that person no more, blah, 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 blah. I started going into a little bit of a rant, innit? And she said to me, right, I didn't know none of that. You didn't tell me none of that. And I was like, oh, yeah. And she was like, why didn't you tell me? And I said, because it was just irrelevant to tell you. Do you get me? She said, so why are you telling me now? And I said, because you asked. And she said, no, I just asked what happened to the person. Did you really have to go into the rant and tell me what happened or why you don't chat to them? And I was like, it got me thinking, innit? And I thought, it's true. Do we overshare with our children? And like, do you know, like sometimes if if you've got like a positive friendship or relationship or whatever, do we tell our children about that? Or do we just tell them about the negative? How do we help them to develop and learn about friendships and things that may happen in life through friendships and relationships? Richie, I'm going to go to you on that one first.
Because I can't really talk on like the whole children thing, but I do mentor some youngers. Okay. And like when they were like quite young, like maybe 15, 16, they would ask me stuff about like relationships and opposite sex and stuff. Because they were going through their own stuff. Like one of the guys, I think he was breaking up with his girlfriend, and she was like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. And he was like, oh, bitch, what do I do? So then I had to kind of break it down, like how things go. And so I think it's important to let them know what they're going to encounter. I think we've all been through relationships where it's like, oh wow, this is a new emotion, what's going on? And who do you turn to? Yeah. Because for me, I was the only child, so I didn't really have many people to go to, so I don't know about you lot.
Okay. Yeah, it must be. It's I suppose it's different like when you're an only child, isn't it? Because like you said, it's not, you're quite limited sometimes on who you can go to. Like I was by myself for the first 9 years of my life. And then my mum went and had my brother. And yeah, it was different. I suppressed a lot and I kept a lot in. And like earlier memories, I tend, even now, like it's only now through therapy and certain things, like doing timeline therapy and stuff, that I've kind of brought myself to talk about certain things, and I've unlocked memories and thought, rah, I remember that, but I never ever spoke about it. And I think that was a lot to do with being an only child as well. But I think like when you've got siblings and stuff, like Ash, you've got them siblings and that. Just a few. Just a few. Do you know what I mean? But did you talk to them a lot growing up?
About what? Relationships?
About relationships, friendships, anything that might happen with your friends, you know, all those kind of things.
I guess so. I guess I obviously I had an older brother, older sister that lived at home with me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of had access to a lot of information. Do you get me? My brother was 9 years older than me. My sister's like 4 years older than me. So they had obviously gone through everything that I was going through already. So I did have them, yeah. And they did look after me and advise me and hit me out with them and give me the information I needed in order to kind of cut through. So I guess for me growing up, I kind of was ahead of the game. I never really struggled with that much growing up. I'll be honest. Yeah, so except for keeping out of trouble, you get me? That was the only thing I struggled with. But I did that kind of well. So yeah. Yeah, my siblings helped a lot. What's the actual topic? What's the actual question though?
So the actual question is, what's the question?
Something about kids. Do you tell your kids about your relationship?
It's about conversating with your kids about relationships.
Yeah, conversating with your children.
My brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I was just trying to. I'm trying to cover like every. Don't try to put me off my own.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
So you know, but listen, anyway. Anyway, I don't think that it's wrong necessarily to talk to your kids about your friendships or relationships. Yeah. Obviously, they're kids, innit? So you don't give them information they don't need. Do you get what I mean? You don't give them information that's going to alter how they look at somebody or how they think about somebody. Because your personal issues with a person is personal. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would never be like telling my daughter like the reason why I don't talk to someone, or to make her feel that when she sees them, she has to have some type of feeling towards them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
If my daughter asks me a question about something that she has no business asking about, I would just tell her, don't ask big people questions. You get what I'm trying to say? Because it has to be
like what
boundary.
though? Like what?
Do you get what I'm saying? They're not your friends, innit? And your kids take everything parents say literally. So if you say, I don't like this person because of this, your kid's gonna hate them, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then next month you're over it. Do you get what I'm saying? You're back talking to that person. Your kid's gonna hate that person forever. Do you get me? Like, I've been that child where someone's violated your mum, or your mum's boyfriend has done something and she said it, and then you're looking at my man like he's up now. There's no coming back for my man. Like, no matter if mum's with him, if mum loves him again, bro. Mum told me you done this, bro. That's it. And that's why for kids, you don't bring them into certain information. You don't share certain information with them. I think it just kind of fucks up their fucks up how they're going to look at somebody. It fucks up their vision of reality. Because kids take what their parents say literally. And sometimes you're emotional. You might feel some way today, and then tomorrow you don't feel that way. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I feel like, do you know, as children, as they grow, though, they do become, like, very emotionally intelligent. Like, my daughter, for instance, I'll use my own personal situation. She knows me, innit? She knows me sometimes better than I know myself. And if I go into a rant, or if something's happened with somebody or whatever, and she'll say, but Mum, what did you do in that situation? What was the part that you played in it?
Your daughter's a teenager, though. It's a bit different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As they grow, they do become more emotionally intelligent. When she was younger, if I said to her, don't chat to that person, she wouldn't chat to them.
There you go.
Because children live what they live, they learn what they live, and they will listen to you and take your words as gospel, innit? But as they become, that's why I think it's important not to sort of speak negative towards other people when it comes to your children, because like you said, no matter how you feel about them, you don't want to. You never know when that person's going to come back up. That person could come back around. That you just don't know what's going to happen in it. So you don't really want to paint a picture for that child, because it's just going to cause animosity, regardless. Do you get me? Because they're always going to hold on to the first thing that you told them. This person, this, and you. This is what they did, and this is how they are. So I think it's just important not to be too negative and just say, it's none of your business. Go play with your shit. Go play on your iPad or something. Do you get me?
Yeah, I am Fly had a good point.
Okay.
See that comment? Telling your children that we are ever-changing beings in some relationships, as much as we may want them in our experience, that cycle of friendship has ended, and that's okay.
Oh, wow, 100%. Fully agree on that. That's what I mean. Everything is, some things are for a season, some things are for a lesson, it depends, innit? And I always think in terms of energy, but sometimes you could just be vibrating a certain energy and attract a person, and then you and that person, and then energies change, frequency changes, people grow, people elevate. So you just disperse. Isn't it? It's what happens sometimes, part of being a human being, I guess. I'm going to read a couple of the comments before I go to Millie. Nature Man Health said, within reason. Savage Funko said, nah. Sabrina says, I avoid telling them the negative unless it's a relevant life lesson, and I avoid mentioning names. If they were aware something was or asked. Brina said, I'm an only child too, Chidzz. I can relate to the suppression. Yeah, it's a bit deep, isn't it? Peely said, let children be children and don't get them involved. I Am Fly says, tell your children that we are ever-changing beings. That's what, in some relationships, as much as we may want them in our experience, that cycle of friendship has ended, and that's okay. That's definitely beautiful. Big up Tammy on that one.
That's a good way to put it, man. That's such a very good. If you're going to tell them stuff, leave the emotions out of it. I don't care how you feel. Tell them the facts. You get me? Make them feel good.
You have to be mature. You have to be mature as an adult and be able to be objective of the whole situation.
But people rarely ever are when it comes to emotions.
I think I kind of disagree on that. I think as you mature and as you grow, I feel like that changes, because I know that seeing me like 5 years ago, I just fuck people off and just be like, you're dead to me. Do you get me? I would never chat to them again. And now I'm like, I think things through, not too much, but I'll think it through. And sometimes it's really not worth the energy to be that way or think that way, because you end up being quite bitter, really.
Yeah.
And I just think
it's true. But obviously, because we're talking about kids, innit? When people got kids here, their kids are around them when they're not. That people don't notice that their kids see every single thing they do.
Yeah.
You might think, well, they didn't see that, bro. They saw that, bro. They didn't hear that. They heard that, bro. Do you get me? That's what people look up. You see, obviously, for me, because I don't live with my daughter, I'm consciously aware of everything I'm doing when I'm with her.
Yeah.
I'm consciously aware of what I'm talking about, how I'm saying it, who I'm talking to, where we're going, who's coming in. Like, I'm conscious about everything. But you see, when the youths are with you 24/7, you don't have the same courtesy. I'll be real.
That's true.
No,
that's true.
I'll be real,
That's
because I don't want to make it seem like man's getting that. But the reality is, when the youths with you, you don't have the same courtesy. You're not thinking, okay, she's doing this constantly. You get it? You're not thinking of everything you're saying. You're talking on the phone, chatting bare trash. You get what I'm saying? Like, the reality is that. You get what I'm trying to say? People don't consciously think, my child is seeing this, hearing this. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just normal. You're going to be yourself. You get me? You're more yourself if you got your youths with you 24/7. You're more yourself around them. They see you as an individual, not just as a parent. You get what I'm trying to say? But because I don't live with my daughter, I'm consciously a parent every moment that I'm with her. Do you get what I'm saying? So I know what I can say. I know what I can't say. I know what I can talk about. I know what I can't talk about. I know what conversations I can have in front of her. I know what conversations I need to have in the bathroom when she's here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm consciously aware of that. And I don't think most people do that if you have your children around you. If your children live with you, you're more yourself around them. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, it's true.
They can feel you as well.
Of course of course they can. Everything is energy, so they can definitely feel you.
And you can pretend you're not upset, but they know. You get me? You can pretend
they know you're upset. Yeah. They know you're crying inside or in the car. I do that. I used to do that a lot. I don't do it anymore. I was crying in the car. No, I just think, like, you know, even like I was around my friend and he was chatting the most bullshit about her child's dad, and I was like, yo, your boy is in there. And he was like, what? Oh, he's not listening. He's playing on his. No, he's listening. He can hear you. Trust me, he can hear you. No, he can't. And then something came up weeks later, innit? And I said, see, I told you. I told you we could hear you. I think they're not listening. They're definitely listening.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
And I got a comment here from Jamen. Says, and this is why, and this is why you don't speak badly about your child's parent in front of them. And that's just exactly what we were just saying. I am fly.
Did you say Jamen?
Yeah.
Ain't that big sticky fingers?
I feel like it is, but I'm not really. I didn't want to say his name.
Pretend it's not sticky fingers. We're just gonna go and pretend it's not sticky
fingers. I didn't want to say his name.
All right.
I didn't want to say his name, but
don't know if she sticks.
Shout out to Sticky Fingers, though. Big up to Sticky Fingers. Love you, Stick. I Am Fly says, honouring our children's needs to know what we experience is important. Having open, honest, healthy conversations with them about how to have fruitful, loving friendships is important. Do you know I Am Fly? Yeah.
But key word in that whole sentence is healthy, though.
Huh?
Key word in that whole sentence is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Healthy. Not just whatever you feel like you want the kids to hear. Healthy. What's good for them. Do you get me? What's going to benefit them. What's going to help them have a broad understanding of what's going on. Not just a subjective, your opinion, how you think, how you look at the world. Because the world is not just how you think it is. Do you get me? And it's not fair. Sometimes you see kids, remember I work in schools, isn't it? So I see kids that think like their parents, bro. You just think like your parents. And there's not, this is not going to help you, bro. This is not going to get you nowhere but here, bro. And right now, this is not it. Because, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to just think like your parents, because people think that it's my child, I get to teach my child whatever. Bro, no, that's a human being. Are you trying to create your child, or are you trying to create a well-rounded individual that's going to be successful in this world? Do you get what I'm saying? That can manage and actually go through and cut through and be okay. Or do you want a second you?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone knows the issues that they have. Everyone knows the issues that they have. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But people want to act like that they're not passing on those issues to their youth by giving them all this reckless information. Do you get what I'm saying?
Information, yeah. So right there. Yeah, that's a right phrase to use as well. It is reckless information because you're not giving them an opportunity to think for themselves. They're just thinking like you would. Do you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Peely says it's important to protect their energy as much as to protect yours. Millie, talk to me, girl. You've got
I just feel like, yeah, my child. Anyway, I feel like you just have to, one, you know your child, so you know what they're going to take literally, what they're not going to, what they're going to take with a pinch of salt. Do you know what I mean? But you also need to like age appropriate. Anyway, the information that you're giving them. I have an 8-year-old. I can't be chatting up a bag of. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's 8. You can't ask me certain questions about certain things because I'm just going to tell you to shut up. Why are you asking me? Where's your homework? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't have anything to do with you. But I also have friends around me whose children are also 8, and their child will ask them this, that, and the third, and they will give them the this, that, and the third answer. And I'm there like, you didn't, no. You didn't need to do that because all the information you just said is all irrelevant to your child. But because you're feeling a type of way, you've now told them all of this. So now your child's walking around like he's got a fucking chip on his shoulder. Do me a favour, you're flipping 8 years old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not a big man or like a big woman. You're an 8-year-old child, so I'm going to treat you like an 8-year-old child. If my child was now older, cool, it's a teenager now. You know, their type of relationships are changing and whatever. Because at the moment, the only thing I can inform my son about is a friendship type of relationship. I shouldn't be talking to him about a relationship, like a love relationship, because you don't know about that. You're 8. Do you know what I mean? Where then as a teenager, they're now starting to get their first boyfriend, their first girlfriends, and this, that, and the other. So you've already taught them about how to be a good friend and like notice this, that, and whatever. Now you go up again. It's about a relationship, and that's like not for you to turn around and start, you know, oh, when I was your age, I did this, that, or this is not about that. It's just teaching them and helping them and guiding them. Because at the end of the day, they still have to make a mistake. Do you know what I mean? You can't step through life and always be on green. It doesn't, like it's not how it works. But obviously, you don't want them to go cray left and get lost. Do you know what I mean? You just have to give them a healthy amount of information that is like knowledgeable to them and is going to help. And it's going to help. Everything else is irrelevant. And like everyone else has said, take the emotion out of it and just give them the information that they're asking for that is like is relevant. Other than that, stop talking. Don't overshare.
Give them the lesson that they can take into their own life. Yeah.
100%.
100%. I'm gonna read a couple of these comments. I don't want to say their name wrong, but I think it's Shante. I think that's right. Is that right? Is that wrong? Or I hate saying people's names wrong. When people say my name wrong,
she ain't here to say it.
I go crazy. So they are very much aware, even when we're not aware that they're aware, tuned in to what we do say. Healy says they gravitate towards the people that makes you happy, and when that falls apart, it can have an impact on them, and it does. I've been in that situation, and I stopped talking to certain people, and I realized like my daughter's like, but yeah, I needed that person in that moment, and like you don't chat to them no more, and she's cussed me for it. You get me? And it's I definitely agree with that. That's a bit that's deep.
So to cut you, imagine I'm sitting here, I can hear something in the background. I look at the TV. Why is my TV playing The fucking Exorcist?
I'm done.
I'm so hot right now. I was like, what the? No, I had to go turn it off.
You're possessed.
Bro,
You're possessed.
I love how you're full of surprises, Millie.
Oh my
my
days! I
God.
was like, no.
Millie, you're funny.
Oh, TV's got Lilies.
Jam Ent says, I'm trying to be incognito out here. That is AKA DJ Sticky
There's no
Fingers.
chance. There's no
If
chance.
you're not
Stay with that shit.
following him on Instagram, just go and follow him, please, because he posts pure foolishness, but I like his posts. And Peely says, it's definitely important for them to see their parents in healthy relationships. It's hard to determine when to show them certain things. Sticky says he's still here looking at Millie's boobies.
Yeah, I see
basically.
that. I was like,
That's what he's saying.
Stay
That's what
perfect,
he's saying.
bro. Stay perfect.
Such a
Stay pervin. Oh, whilst we're on the subject of pervin, actually, as well. Whilst we're on the topic of pervin, so that Mr. Riche over here, yeah, he was all up in the comments on a post that I posted on the whole division.
He's trying to put you on blast.
I'm putting him on blast. I have to do it. Richie, don't take this personal. I do this to everybody. So it's your turn this week because you're a guest. So I posted a clip, basically the edits. I forgot to post the unedited version of the live podcast that we do.
When I went
we're
there.
talking about Kundalini Peely. That's what we're talking about. Kundalini. Shout out to Kundalini Peely.
Hey, what? It's called
Peely's
Big
got
Peely now. What are you talking about?
Big Peely. Big Peely. That's what we're going to call her. There she was showing, and I did ask, just for those as well, because I had somebody tried to message me and try in my inbox and say, shouldn't be posting things like that without people's permission, you dickhead. I did ask her permission, okay? So if you're watching tonight, you're a dickhead, yeah? I said it. You're a dickhead. Of course I would never, ever tear another woman down. I was bigging her up because, listen, if you ain't watched that shit, you better go to the post, you better like that shit and comment. Richie commented. Richie definitely commented. Richie was all up in that. He was enjoying that, wasn't you, Rich?
You're exposing yourself, but go ahead.
I'm not exposing myself. Go on, Rich.
Oh, wow.
Go
What
on.
did you say?
Go on.
You're the one that posted it.
Yeah, I posted it, yeah. But I'm not exposing myself. I never told you to comment on there, did I? Got stalker and all that. But yeah, let's move on correctly. Rich, don't come for me, Rich. Don't come for me. You don't want to do that. I'm a Gemini. It's my season. I will fuck you up. So, anyway, I'm going to ask you a quick question, guys, before I go on to the next topic. Usually we do a Ask Millie, but Millie, because we got guests, yeah, I'm going to ask you first and I'm going to ask our guests. It was a question time that I posted. It was sent in by one of our viewers. So, Millie, if you had to choose, which one would you go for and why? A quickie every day, good sex twice a week, or amazing sex once a week?
Oh, it's a toss-up between two. For me, the quickie thing is not... if you know me, I'm already late for just life in general. So I ain't got time for a quickie. Like, I genuinely, I ain't got time. So I'm going to be doing my teeth, brushing my hair, while you're trying to... My child starts school at 8:30. He gets there at 9 o'clock every day. It's just what I am. So if you want to then add a quickie in the mix, now I'm going to be late for work. Okay, so we can't do that. The quickie's out of the question. So we've got now good sex or great sex.
Good sex twice a week or amazing sex once a week?
Do you know what? I think I could just be humble with a great session twice a week. You know.
Oh,
no, it's good.
Yeah,
it's a good session twice a week. It's a great session once a week.
It's
We're
good.
trying to change the thing, man.
I know, stop trying to change
It's
the
good.
game.
Well,
now.
the whatever
It's
works
good.
too.
Great once.
Good. I think
She wants good
I
twice.
could do a good session twice a week. I can be humble with that because
That's respectful still.
I feel you, girl.
a girl's
Yeah.
got needs. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and like for me, like I said, the quickie thing, everyone's like, yeah, but man, you got needs, so 7 times a week. No. I haven't got the time, okay? I have got shit to do that I'm already running late for, okay? I'm already running late for tomorrow, and we're still in today, okay? So for me, the one in the middle, I can humble with that twice a week. We're good. I got this.
No, respect this.
And I love that. Okay. Mr. Tudor, how about you?
I already thought about it. Yeah, I'm pretending that I haven't. I'm pretending that I'm thinking about it now.
Screaming.
I already ready thought about it. The reality is, I would do 2 good sessions a week rather than the quickie every day, rather than 1 great session, because I need to get in at least twice a week. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And the great session depends on me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the good or great just depends on the effort that I'm putting in. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I know, I just can't, like, I think 2 good sessions a week is more than, it's just all right. Do you get what I'm saying?
And if you
I
planned
can
it
settle with that
correctly,
because
like a
it's
Monday,
me that's
Sunday.
it's me that's got to do the work, isn't it? You get what I'm trying to say? It's me that's making the session good, great, or quickie. Do you get what I'm saying? It's me who decides. You get what I'm trying to say?
You're the boss, yeah.
It's not even about the boss, bro. I just control my penis. You know what I'm trying to say?
Richie,
I
I see
control
what
the
you did
session.
there.
I know how it's gonna go. I know how it's gonna start and then finish.
100, and you got to plan it
Sometimes
correctly.
I'm just not.
Monday,
I just don't
Sunday.
have
Monday,
I don't
Sunday.
have the energy. I can't be bothered. I just want to go sleep. I got to get up at 8. I got to start work by 8:30. I work every day. Yeah. If I get 2 good sessions in a week, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Me, that's, you know what I'm trying to say?
Cheers.
So I can't really argue with that. 2 good sessions a week, I'm happy still. Quickies are just, what's the point? You get me?
And it's long as well. Get me all fired up and then you're done.
If I don't feel like I've done a good, like, if I don't feel like I performed well, I'm going to just be like, gotta go again. I need to perform well in order to go sleep feeling like, yeah, content. Do you get me?
You're a Leo, innit?
Exactly.
Rich is a Leo as well, isn't he, Rich?
You know the vibe, you know the vibe, guys.
He's trying to be humble with it. He's trying to be humble. He's like,
Richie, you better just cut all that humble shit you better onto the question. What about you, my love? A quickie every day, good sex twice a week.
Do you get
it?
Can I be a bit difficult and be a classic
Go
Leo?
on, because I knew you were going to do it, but go on.
I'm going to opt for super duper sex once a month.
Oh shit! Okay.
Once a month.
Why?
Because the thing with me, I'm on this tantra thing, on this sexual transmutation thing. So I'm not on doing it all the time. So I'm cultivating my energy basically. So
still.
Because I know we got Shantae in the comments.
But then if you wait for once a month, won't you end up being like a quickie? Because
not if you're practicing certain things, no.
Yeah, that's like, what do you call it, semen retention and that. I can't lie, but right now I'm not on that. I'll be real. There probably might be a time where I'm on that, but right now.
I mean, I don't know what it is, and I don't like the sound.
I'm not
of
on
it.
that still.
It depends with, like, sometimes everyone's on a different, on a different journey when it comes. Yeah, everyone's on a different journey when it comes to, like, you know, like sex and stuff. And I think, like, that's like, Richie, I've been where you are, do you get me? And I get it. I totally get it. And yeah, it's actually amazing when done properly, do you get me? But yeah, it just depends where you are in your journey, innit? And what you decide you want to do and when you want to do it.
Yeah, I heard about the semen retention thing. My older brother told me about it still. But yeah, I think
if I could, like,
be the right
maybe,
space for that. You got to be in the right space and place for that.
Where does it retain? I don't.
Yeah.
You just keep it inside.
Yeah. It's just obviously, like man said, great sex once a month. You get me?
I'm gonna have to Google. Someone send me Google that for me. I mean, don't Google it for me. DM me the spelling of that. I'm gonna Google it later.
Yeah.
Healy already wrote it in there. Still, you didn't see it.
It's something good to look into. Like,
no, but I need to read what it said. But like, I don't get what it is.
It means don't bust a nut. Just that's it. Not really much more to it than that. Still, don't bust it. Obviously, there's reasons behind it, and there's things that it does, and there's things that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I need to read up about it because what do you mean you're not busting?
I'll tell you what. Read up on it, and we'll talk about it more next week. We'll speak on it because it is it's actually a good subject and a good topic to speak about, actually. So Peely said, definitely good sex once a week, amazing sex once a week. Empress says, anything will do for me, beggars can't be choosers. I love you. I do love you. Peely says, quickies leave you wanting more, girl, trust me. It's like a starter. Spectrum of is it Salome? I'm so sorry for saying your name wrong. Salome. One great session. Peely's saying retention. And Spectrum says, I don't like the sound of it. Peely said, retention will have you going forever. Listen. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. Ironfly says, tantric sex with loads of love heart. Listen, if y'all don't know about tantric, you need to go and look up about tantric, because tantric is tantric in. Trust me, it's tantric in. Peely says, you don't release, you have energy. Ironfly says, moving the energies around the body without touching. Geez, the orgasms hit differently. Shantae says, I'd love to travel into the ether with you, Richie. There you go, Rich. She's saying she'd love to travel into the ether. Richie, you can't tell him bring you. Richie, I put you on there, so I set you up, but I put you on. Do you get me? So there you go. And then we've got Kif. Is it Kiffin says good sex once a week. Yes, guys. Yes, love that. And I'm not answering the question because I'm the host. Anyway, moving on.
Don't even try.
You already answered it. You already answered it.
Try calm like sticks.
No, you're better than that, Chidzz. You're better than that. Come on, man.
I am celibate.
You
That
already
was an
answered it
option.
in the comments. I saw you.
What's your, are you
What he said,
week?
what he said, fantastic and spectacular sex once a year. What he said.
Okay, so this is my answer, yeah? So seeing as I'm a Gemini in this Gemini season, I'm picking all three. Fuck you all, don't care. Yes, I can. I'm the host. I'm a Gemini, picking all three. Sometimes I want a quickie. Sometimes I want a good fuck. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'll settle for a little. Do you know what I mean?
If we knew that was the option, we would have picked that.
Well, it's an option for me, okay? It's an option for me because I am the host. And in the comments, you're all telling me I can't not answer. Yes, I can, and I did. So, moving on swiftly to our last topic. Polyamory relationship.
Yeah, don't put me first because I don't know what that means. I know what it is.
Why about always first, though?
Just be
I don't
quiet.
mind that.
Just go first because you're the true talk. You taught the talk, you wrote the work. So just talk, man.
All right. In that case, let me go first then, innit? I do have an opinion about this, yeah. I do think, yeah, let me be careful with this one, because obviously I don't think it's a thing that everyone should do or everyone could do. Yeah, I don't even think it's something that I personally could do necessarily. Yeah, the idea of it is cool, and the idea of it, if you can manage, or you can, if you have enough resources to take care of enough people, cool, innit? But I don't think necessarily something that I would necessarily find fun. It's easy if you look at it in the sense of, oh yeah, I can be with two girls at the same time. But if you're looking at it in the sense of, I can look after two families, I can take care of multiple people, I can raise multiple children with multiple. You get what I'm saying? This is a completely different thing. I think some people look at it too narrow-minded and just
fantasize.
Yeah, it's fantasy shit. Yeah, I'm fucking two girls or two girlfriends. Yeah, that's doable. But really, is it doable if you're actually trying to be a husband to two wives? You get what I'm trying to say? You're trying to be a father to two families. You're trying to be a granddad to two. You get what I'm trying to say?
Do they know about each other?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's all open, isn't it?
So I don't think
it sounds cool.
That's terrible. I don't look at it and think, no, that's a violation. I do think if you can manage it and it's something that you do well, and all the parties involved are benefiting from it, and it's working successfully, then cool, innit? But I don't think it's something that people should just practice because they feel like it.
Yeah, no, definitely agree with that. Do you know what? I tried to get my friend on tonight, but she couldn't come on. So she's in one of those relationships, yeah. And the way that they did it, their agreement was in, the financial side of it and everything. She makes her money, the other woman makes her money, and he makes his money. They don't do it, the financial support thing, because that's where she said they all agreed that's where the stress factor was coming in. They all wanted to go in like independent in that financial sense, and she said, if anything, it makes it work better because he's not stressed, and he feels like if he had to financially support them, then it would just be pure stressful. Whereas they only now are focusing on the love and the vibes and the energy, and they all get on.
But even that's a be equipped for. You have to be emotionally equipped to deal with both of them, and to give them the amount of love that they need, the amount of attention that they need, all of these kind of things. You have to be equipped for that. And as much as people, it's like sex is easy, yeah, you can, you know what I'm trying to say? But the emotional side of it, the spiritual side of it, the companionship, can you really, do you have enough to do that for multiple people at the same time, in the same place? Do you get me? Together. Yeah, you get me? Like, together, bro.
Together.
Like, I'm going to lick this thing, now I'm going over. No, they're here, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? One wants Chinese, one wants pizza. What are you doing, bro?
Getting
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Chinese and pizza.
Like, you get me? You better go get the Chinese and the pizza.
I'm going out.
Go on and eat. Or just
You
eat.
know what I mean? So I don't think people really look at the bigger picture. People just kind of look at it like on some threesome shit. Do you get me? Not really on some, like, I've got to be there for these people. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when it's serious.
Yeah, I think that's what polyamory is. Like, you get me? It's not just about you get me, doing freak shit. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Like building an empire as opposed to just
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
relationship. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's got to be so many different elements to it. Like, so I'm just going to read this comment out. So Peely said it usually doesn't go a thought further than having sex with more than one person.
Exactly.
Thames Ish says, I'm too selfish to be sharing. I am Fly says, a couple of years ago I would have been uptight and almighty about staying monogamous. Now I see an inner stand why some people choose that lifestyle in this high gratification and fuck your feelings era. It makes sense for two adults to choose to be honest with themselves and each other, to say they need more externally rather than cheating and hurting people unnecessarily.
But is that polyamory though, or is that just like an open relationship?
Open relationship.
You know what I'm saying? The polyamory is not just like, you know what, I need more. Polyamory is like, we're in this together. Do you get me? Like, it's us. It's not like, okay, you are going to do your thing, like, and I'm going to do my thing.
What did Common say? You're getting served while you serving me.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's not
It's that kind of thing.
and that's how most people look at it. They look at it like, I can do my thing. But it's not that. Like, your girl, it's not your girl, that's our girl. I'm not your man. It's out. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's really what it is. And I think that's what people overlook with this thing. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, people talk about it like it's doable, but when you really think about it, how are you going to feel when your girls or your man is hugging the other person there and you're sitting over the other side of the room? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, people don't really, it's easy to say yes, but in reality, we're too selfish as individuals. Like, everyone thinks they're too important to watch the person that they love or the person that they want someone else. Get me?
I don't think I could live in a household with a man and another woman. I don't think I could do that. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. My space too much. Peely says, I've seen a woman on socials and she adds a new man to the mix every time she feels like it. She currently has two men that she has taken out her bedroom and has now got a third man. The way she has done this shows she can't really handle it. The men are both left watching, feeling bitter. Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's wild. Why would you do that? That's not really a relationship then, is it? It's just when she gets bored of one man, she just brings another man in, and that's weird. Yeah, that's so strange. Richie,
it can get to like bits of like psychopathy. Because people are just not all there. Sometimes they need something extra. But in terms of the whole thing, I think it's outdated. So I feel like we used to do that. You know, you had like King Henry, and then it's an African thing as well. I just think it's outdated now. Because I feel like it's meant to be. I even think relationships are not the pinnacle. I feel like. Because I went with like the Hindu teaching. I kind of like their teaching where it's like from like 0 to 7 you're like auto sex. You know, when you suck your thumb and you're kind of intimate with yourself basically. And then 7 to like 14 you have like your mates. So you got your gangs and you roll around with people. And then 14 to 21 that's when you kind of go the opposite sex and you're kind of in relationships. And then after that you're kind of enlightened, so to speak. So you're kind of in love with just everything. So then when you start bringing in multiple people, now it's like you're going backwards.
I hear it.
Mm.
Definitely hear that. Yeah. Well, it's made me think about it. Yeah. That's it. Sorry, 2 seconds. Millie, before I come to you, I'm going to read some of these comments. I am Fly says, poly lifestyle embodies all aspects of a relationship: financially, emotionally, spiritually, and etc. Open relationships usually center around sex. Shante says, if there's a disconnect from self, one will seek, and in I can't even see the fucking words because it's like proper. I think it's insatiable stimulation from others. And then Peely says, a lot of people have used it as an excuse to find someone new instead of taking responsibility and ending it with who they are with in case it doesn't work with the new person. It's a built-in crutch for most in this day and age. Yeah, I don't think people are really seeing the poly relationship for what they are. Spectrum of Stolongi says polyamory is so misunderstood, and I think that's what I mean. It is misunderstood, and people are not doing it the way that it's supposed to be done, I guess. Millie, what are your thoughts on this? I know you say you don't know too much about it, but what would you do that, Mill?
Bruv, bombastic side eye. The fuck? The fuck? Like Thingy said, it's misunderstood. I couldn't see myself with a guy, and then we've either got another guy or another girl, and we're all in this happy. Because like Ashley said, if you're on the couch doing up cuddling over there, then what am I doing? Are we all laying together? Because you know what I mean. But that's just me as an individual, and only been with one other individual. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if it works for you, and you know, you've got everyone around you, you've got wife, husband, whoever it may be, if it's working for you and everyone is happy, all parties are like a mentally well, and you're supporting each other and you've got it going on, then do you, bro. Like, I'm not one to sit there and judge and be like, you shouldn't be doing that, because that's you. Do you know what I mean? I just know how I am. It just wouldn't work. The green-eyed monster will just, it's just not gonna work. It's really not gonna work. I don't want. No. It can't.
Bro, everyone's jealous, man. It's just a natural human trait, man. We get jealous, bro.
Of
Even
course,
if we don't
and
react
if
to
you're
how
not,
we feel,
then...
bro, we feel jealousy, because, do you get what I mean?
Of course, you don't need to be to feel. It could just give you like okay, cool.
You'll be questioning
Wait, do you know what I mean? And then the little girl or the little boy in your head is standing there like this, like, because you know.
Like, you're questioning yourself, though. It's not
do you
worth
know what
it,
I mean? Like,
be real. It's not worth it.
It's not. But then I feel like in this day and age, are people even in two-people relationships? Like, I feel like everyone's just fucking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's in relationships anymore. The only people that I know that are in relationships are people that have been in relationships from like school, literally. And now they've got married and they have kids. Everybody else, they're just fucking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe this is the new thing. Relationships are not the one, but don't be bringing your really around here.
Most people can't get two people right. Like, two people's not even working these days.
Exactly. So I don't fight. I get a whole third person. That's crazy.
That's wild.
It's mad. And the thing is now, sometimes I don't even have time for my child.
That's hard enough.
I got time for my fucking self.
Yeah. Having a relationship with me is hard.
I don't have time for me.
Me having a relationship with myself is difficult.
Me trying to fuck with me is a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a lot.
I want two of y'all here now.
And I fuck with me heavy as well, but it's a lot.
I like me a lot. You know
I love me a lot, but shit. You get me? Like, I swear to God, like a couple of months ago, when I'm out on a date with a guy and I was staring at him, I was watching him watching me, and I thought, you poor bastard. You poor guy. Now, because I really saw myself, like I saw myself on his face, and then I thought, oh, Chiddy, you're too much. I think I done his head in still, but it still calls me, so can't be that bad. But
That nigga's still on me.
this nigga's still on me. It's like sometimes I find that though. Do you know when you're horrible? Not horrible. Like I don't go out my way to be horrible, but you know when you're a certain way.
It's just
like,
polarity. It's called polarity, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you're not giving, they give, and when you're not, when you're taking, it's just that give. It's just that pull.
The door of polarity. That's
just how
I don't want that. Got time. I'm too tired. Do you get me? Got shit to do. But Peely says you can't see yourself in anything until you're actually in it. There is so much people say they'd never do until it happens to them. Do you know that's 100%? Because how many times have you said
I do polyamory?
Yeah.
I pay.
No, but I know how I am in a two-person relationship. I can't add a
Man's
word.
on
It's
it.
not gonna work.
You gotta have Peely's attitude, bro. I
work.
don't like your attitude, Mills. You gotta pattern up seriously. You get me? I don't want to hear no negativity
I'm
right
not
now. I like
going up enough to do that.
you never know what you know what I'm saying. You never know what you can do until you try it. You feel me?
I need to get into a relationship with one person
True.
first. Let alone like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I just think it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, it's gonna fuck you up regardless. Do you get me? So I think it's about you as an individual. If you're somebody that can do that, or you know, or somebody who's done that, please let us know. If
you're polyamorous, bro, shout us, bro. Let us know how it works, how it goes.
Yeah, this is a safe space.
Down to left or right, bro. Like,
please, I'd love to know about it. It's always something I've like not thought about doing, but something that I've been interested in because I'm like, raw, how do people actually do it and maintain it? Like I said, my friend's been in one for 4 years now, and them lot are doing good. They're happy as fuck.
Oh, let's talk to them. Let's talk to them.
I know. I tried to get her on tonight, so I can see if I can get her on next week. I'll see if I can get her, and because it's her, another woman, and a guy, and they've all been together for 4 years. You get me? She got 2 kids, the other one got 1, and it's all a big motherfucking happy family. Yeah, by him, yeah. And it's like, yeah.
And they live
big up my man still.
They all live together. Like it's. Then they're always happy, man, and they can't like. If they have arguments or like if an argument arises, they literally all sit down and talk about it. Like they'll map it out and talk about it.
Like adults?
Like adults. No, but seriously, because how many times even like you know, like on a one-on-one, I ain't talking to you. Fuck you if I don't want to talk. I ain't talking.
But this beef is just beef. But the third person's
beef. But there's a third person to come in and say, "Yo, hold on a minute, let's have a little conversation." And she said it's calm, and it's changed her.
No, see, because I know how I am, I'm just gonna be a Jack Russell at both of you now.
It's changed her as a person though as well, because I've watched her, I've known her since we was kids. Do you get me? And even she's calm. She's more like she's doing well in her business. Everything's going so well for her. She said it's because of how I live, and it's beautiful. Like people cuss them because that, but she says
maybe that's why.
Do you get me? I don't care what other people say.
What's it called?
You need a woman and a man. You can have a woman and a man.
Oh yeah, no way. No, but then why? I don't want 2 men. Oh god. Oh no, see, it's not for me.
I don't imagine that 2 men.
You have a woman and a man.
Who? Me.
You could have a woman and a man.
I feel like not in polyamorous reasons. If I was drunk, I can't be drunk all the time. So
I think.
No, because I can't.
Nah, do you know if the woman was? I think depending on certain aspects and factors, yeah. Do you know if she wasn't an idiot? Like, cause see me, I love women, innit? Not even in a sexual way or anything like that. But I love women. Sorry?
You definitely uplift a lot of women.
That's what I mean. And like I live to do that, innit? I love uplifting other women. And do you know, like, over the past year or so, I found that I've attracted, like before it was always me uplifting, and now I'm attracting some beautiful women, you know, like they've got the most beautiful energy, and I'm like, oh my God. So if it was somebody who was,
Yeah, but uplifting a woman
But
that's
this is
with
what.
your man.
Do you know what?
Our
But,
man.
like she said, like some of these women, I can have conversations with them that I can't even. I could never talk to like my friends who I've known for so long. Like I could never have those conversations with them, and it's so mature, and it's so adult, and it's so spiritual, and it's so and like full of energy and connected. So like I said, 5 years ago, I would have said, fuck that, I ain't doing that shit. No, man, fuck that, I'm the shit. Nah, da, 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 da. But then also as well, you know, like you were saying about like being jealous and stuff, everyone's got like an element of jealousy in them or whatever. But on a whole, I'm not a jealous person because I always feel like if a man's going to go and do something, he's going to go and do something. Do you get me? I'm not like insecure in myself to think that, oh, he's doing it because I'm not enough. No, I am enough. It's just that I obviously ain't enough for your fucking unelevated, low frequency, low vibing ass. Do you get me? So you go and do what you're doing because men will do what they're going to do and women will go and do what they're going to do. But if you can come together as in a connection with the three of you, then I ain't saying I wouldn't do it. Do you get me? I ain't saying, yeah, I'm going to go and fucking do that. But I'm not saying I wouldn't do it either because it's circumstantial and it depends on the individuals involved and the terms and conditions and aspects of it and bullshit like that. Do you get me? I'm an open person anyway.
I feel like I'm not mature enough.
Yeah, but that's good. At least you can say that. Do you get me? Because some people can't say that. And I was.
Like, I've only just turned 31. I mean, I feel like no, my life. I still have some life lessons to learn about myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not mature enough, old enough, mental enough to.
You got to care about what other people think, which is that's probably what I would find the most difficult. Because sometimes I don't even care about what no one's saying. So like, care about what people are saying every day of the week. Ooh, that's going to be a struggle for me. You get me?
That emotional intelligence, that emotional intelligence needs to be there.
Yeah, you have to be super emotionally intelligent. You have to be like, you put yourself last. Bro. You have to be super lost. Like, you don't matter, they matter. That's it. You get me? Otherwise, it's not going to work. You get me? I mean, I can't get to a point where I'm like, bro, I don't even want to hear what I don't want to hear no one's voice. I don't want to hear what no one thinks. I don't care what one says. You get me? So I don't think I could be with two people who would have to care what they think every day. Like,
that is kind of the higher meaning of love, though. So it could be like a higher thing because when you're caring about the other person, and everyone's doing that, if everyone's caring about the other person, I think it can work that way.
Yeah.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
But that's the fact. You got. That's what I'm saying. Like, it can work if everyone's in. What's the word?
In sync.
And everyone's in sync. Bang. You
see that? It could bang.
But how
are you going to get that nowadays?
It can work. If everyone's not in sync, you get me? It's just
it's hard to find people who are like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, see, I'm a lover, innit? Like, I'm a fighter too, don't get it twisted, but I'm a lover, innit? So my goal is to love. My goal is to uplift and I'm an empath. I've got so much empathy for other people and I care about what they're saying. I care about what they're thinking. Do you get me? And I'll do the utmost to try and make it so that person feels okay. But everyone's individual, isn't it? So what is the likelihood of you finding other people who think that way and who want to do that? It's going to be hard. So that's where it's fuck up. Especially a lot of women now. I find with a lot of women are shallow as fuck, and they're also as well. They're very needy. They need somebody else before they need themselves. Do you get me? Whereas I can't stand it. Like, Millie, that don't go for me and you. We don't like. And when I say we don't need shit, I'm not saying that we don't need it, but it's not a must. Or I'm not saying I go, Ashley, I need you to come on this podcast. I want you to come on because I want you to be in the discussion, and I love your opinions and I love your thought process. Richie, I love the way your mind is. I love the way you think. Do you get me? And I want you to put your input. Millie, I love the fact that you're just loyal as fuck and you're a real one and you'll just say what you're saying. It's the way that you look at things. But a lot of women now, and I don't give a fuck, I will say this: women, they're so surface level. It's disturbing. I find it quite disturbing. I do.
I find that might be more because men don't have the resources. I feel like if more men were like millionaires, women would be calmer in that sense.
Do you think so?
Because I think I've asked the question to some women.
I don't think it's about money, you know.
If a man had the resources to hold down multiple women, would you do it? And they've kind of considered it more.
Nah, but what about women like me and Millie who don't need a man to hold us down financially? We make our own money. We make shit work. We make shit happen. We've been in positions where
I do agree with what he's saying though, because if a man was balling, he would put, like, a man that's balling will be more open to be like, I can take care of multiple women. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying that's the reason for a polyamorous relationship, obviously, but I know where he's coming from.
Okay.
Because if a man's got hella resources, a man's aim with his resources is to take care of as many people as he can. Like, it's just a man's nature, isn't it? So if a man's got loads of resources, loads of money, loads of land, space, his aim is to give it to as much people as he can do. Hopefully.
Okay.
And not saying that you can't do what you want to do. Like,
so his kids and his grandkids, so you try to have as many grandkids and kids that you can have. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's, you get me, a masculine mentality, but obviously that's not obviously the world we live in necessarily today, because women don't need men for that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Now
we're still hearing women say, "I want soft life," and
I'm wanting the same shit, and
you
being
don't want to
able
go out to work every day.
Well, soft life.
Yeah, I'm hearing more women say that.
I got a soft life though, and I work work hard, but I work smarter now.
Women say that they're just chatting shit. Cause I'll be honest, fam. Like, I hear that shit. I just like. Obviously, I respect the concept of it, yeah, but sometimes people just say that shit, bro. They're working as hard as everyone else, bro. Shut up.
Of course they are. And I think, do you know when, like,
a brunch on a Saturday and you got a fucking cocktail in front of you,
that's not soft life. Do you know, like, that's what I'm saying. It's a terminology as well, because, like, soft life for me is that, like, I've always worked hard. I've always had to be in my masculine energy. I've always had to, do you get me, be a real nigga, do you get me? Which now I'm still a real one, but I'm able to be gentle with it. I had to step outside of myself and say, do you know what? I'm a mother. I'm a woman. I can bring forth life. I can do all of these things. I'm raising a woman. Do you get me? I was raised by women, so I need to be in my feminine energy. I need to show my daughter that you don't have to fucking sit and cry in your car because you're tired, because you worked fuck knows how many hours and you're depressed and shit. You can do things. You can work smarter and not harder. For me, that's what soft life is. Not me just sitting down doing fuck all and having some man pay for 2 little brunch. And who's doing that? That's dead. No one I would get bored because I need to be doing shit. If I ain't making money, it don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. So.
Plus, you can have all the money in the world and you can have all the bitches like in the farm or wherever we live in, but are you emotionally there for all of us?
Are you going to be
emotionally? What, are you just going to give me a stack? I don't want that. I need you to be there for me, and what you're just going to have me back. I don't care about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need you, the emotion. I need you to be there for me, and vice versa. I'll be there for you. Don't just hand me a stack.
But then theoretically, if he could be there for you emotionally all the time, would you consider it then?
No, because I'm going to stay in my lane. I don't need a millionaire.
I
don't need money.
If he could be there for you emotionally, you get the money. If he could be there for you emotionally, you asked, would you consider it? If he could be there for you and her, and
consider being
give you all the emotional attention that you need, would you consider it?
No.
There you go.
Because you can't share.
She's not on it. She's not on it.
It's not on it.
I know.
I already said I'm not old enough, emotional enough. So, but I don't understand how.
Down for a freeway.
If you think of it as a parent, but if you think of it as a parent with children, if you've got,
I can't remember. I was going to say that. I would. Oh, God.
No, wait. Let me land.
Sorry.
If you've got, but if you've got more than like one child, think of it like this: if you have more than one child, like I've got friends who I've only got like one, but I've got friends who have like more than one, and I see it so difficult for them to give the same energy and the same time and the same like it's hard. It's hard with everything else you've got going, and that's whether you're a single parent or you're in you're in a relationship with the other parent or whoever it may be. If you're in a two-person household or one-person household with like multiple children, it's hard to give them all the time and the energy that they need. Do you know what I mean? So for you as a man to come to me and say, I can be there like emotionally for you, and even if it's only one other person, how are you going to do that? How? It doesn't. I can't do it with my one child, and you want me to let you be emotionally there for like me, the other person, and then however many children that we have, and then you still need to be happy in yourself to count.
It's a lot more. It's a lot
in
more.
my mind.
It's a lot more.
It doesn't.
It's a lot more than people think it is. That's why I said it straight. That in theory it sounds amazing. Like having sex, being able to have 2 girls you can go and link, or however many girls you can go and link. It's amazing in theory when it's surface level, when it's trivial, when it's no one expects nothing from this except for a nut. Yeah, cool, that works. You get me? When do people actually expect lifestyle from this shit? You get me? We expect inheritance from this shit. We expect. I'm trying to say, life insurance got to cover a couple different. You get me?
That's
you know what I'm saying? Then you start really seeing it for what it is, bro. It's not worth it. You get me?
It's deep. I'll read the last couple of comments before we finish. So there's Shantae says there's a level of healing and growth that unlocks a confidence within a person to feel secure enough to be in a polygamous, relationship, 1 man, 2 women. Speaking from observation, not experience. Peely says, I'd have 2 men. They definitely have to have a certain mentality, though. Okay,
no,
girl.
Peely, I take the piss. I take the piss.
Shanta says, when they're in sync, it'll create a synergy that neither of them can even fathom. Peely said, agreed, Chidzz. People in general are very surface level. Shantae says, there must be a balance within the union and within self for both partners to rest in their divinity. Oh, I love that. All of us have both masculine and feminine energy. We must find the balance and only accept a mate who aligns harmoniously. And that's what that's the word.
Poetry.
Big up Shantae. That's my people's.
Big up
Shantae. Where's the person that wanted to align chakras with
Shantae too.
Riche. You need to do that, Rich. Go on.
That's my people's, man. She's messing about.
Big up Shantae, man.
Big up Shantae. Now that's some words though, and that's do you get me? That's coming from a deeper level, and I love that. But guys, do you know what? So what are you saying, Ash? 2 women? I mean,
for the night, you get me?
I'm gonna listen. I'll DM you, and I'm gonna.
You get what I'm saying?
Mills.
Last time I don't know if I can do it. Don't have that kind of energy or those kind of resources.
I can be down in like 2 hours. 1:45. 1:45. And the shout.
Take a shower.
Watch it.
Take a shower.
Because I like mini shiny walls, so I want to shine in front of shiny walls.
Okay, I'm blocking up. I got work in the morning. Okay.
Don't be scared. Make sure you can join in too.
It was just
I could probably do 4. I tried it before.
Shut
up. But that's another story.
We got 3 minutes. You better talk.
We've just been talking about
Richie.
We've just been chatting the thing.
I done 4.
Richie.
Done about 4. That's right.
Richie. Well, you better talk. We got 3 minutes. You better talk.
How did it work?
What was the dynamic?
The partnering? Did you live together? Did it work for you?
It was a lot of energy. It was a lot of energy.
Richie,
That nigga's
how many
still
women?
to this day.
How many men?
Because I ain't recovered still. I'll be real.
And did you live together?
No, I wasn't live together.
Did you live together?
Was it just like a link up thing every now and then, and you done a group thing? And so what was it? You and 3 women.
4 women, yeah.
So 4 women and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I'm gonna DM
Richie, that's lifestyle,
I told you,
bro. I'll be real. That's lifestyle
still. To go around, babe.
That's lifestyle.
Richie, is that what you're saying? He's a boss. He's a fucking boss for doing that. Because if you can do that,
he's never been the same since.
he ain't
So, would you do it again?
Nah, that's what I was saying. I think it's outdated, the whole thing, because it's a bit. When you've experienced it,
Okay.
one person is enough.
I love the fact that Thames Ish said, well, damn. Well, damn.
Oh, that's so cute.
Well, there you go.
Richie, we need to talk. Now, I feel like we need to I feel like we all need to be back here again, and we need to speak on that a little bit more, Rich, because you need to give us a little bit of insight on what happened.
Wait, how did
Rich?
you even?
What did you do? Like, poke one for like.
Yeah, man, we need
so
some
you
detail.
got with
How did you four of them at the same time in the same room
There
at the
was
same time, one at the same thing?
5 in the bed, and the little one said,
Bend over, bend over.
Yeah.
It's kind of late. It's kind of late, you know.
Nah,
Because you know
bro,
what?
you
Nah,
start.
man,
How
don't
do you?
do that.
No. Do you know what my question is? How do you? So you're in a two-person relationship. How do you add the third, the fourth,
right,
and the fifth?
Richie,
How
were you in a
do add
relationship
them?
with any of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
four.
was it one of them
That's what it is,
you were in
isn't
a relationship with?
Oh, all of them.
All of them, Richie.
Because
Richie, talk to me then. Richie, how did you no, like, I'm really interested.
But what I don't get
So what,
is
did you
how
put them all at the
how
same
did
time?
you find?
That's for another show. That's for another
Richie,
show.
Nah, nigga, that's
yeah,
this
man.
joke. That's
No,
about polyamory on this shit,
I'm not
nigga.
talking sexual. I'm
the
not
facts,
talking sexual. I'm not talking sexual. I'm just talking. How did you start with one and then how did you add the rest? That's what
He said,
Yeah.
no more D for any of you and bounce, you know. He done a bang and bounce thing 4 times. 4 times he did that. Richie, listen, we're coming back here again and we're going to have this discussion, yeah? Do you know what? Fuck it. When we do the studio one at the end of the month,
Hey, Millie, if
you're
you don't
coming.
come this time, I don't even know you.
Millie's coming. Millie's coming.
Sorry, but bear in mind,
Bro, you're not the only one who
everybody
works,
knows
bro.
I
I'm fighting
work,
right now.
right?
Don't do that.
So,
You all work, cuz.
bro, my schedule is in a week
Okay,
before,
cool,
so
but
they
I'm
told me
saying
on the
next
same
time.
week.
The
I've
next
already
time.
put
The
my
next
hours.
time.
Yeah, but
I
next
don't know.
time.
No,
No,
but
but hang on a minute. Millie, do you know what that was? That was Sticky's fault, though. Come on, anything that Sticky organises is fuck up from the start. It's doomed from the start.
Oh, you talking
That
about
was
sticky or
Sticky.
jam
He
ends?
literally messaged me like, oh, we're doing this on Sunday. Jam end still. Literally got the message, we're doing this on Sunday. It was like fucking
It was mad.
Thursday.
It was mad. It was mad.
But no,
It
but
was
Chidzz,
mad.
you're organising it this time, though, isn't it?
I'm organising
And
it this
plus,
time.
I have to find childcare as well, and you're doing it on a Sunday when my child has it's not going to correlate.
I'm
We gotta make it work, though. We gotta make it work.
We're going to make it work.
I need a Friday night.
We'll make it work for you, Mills. Don't you worry. We're going to make it work. And on that note, Richie, you're no, I haven't got nothing to say to you, Rich. Anyway, Richie, I'm looking at you differently. I'm going to call you. I'm definitely calling you.
Everyone's trying to know what the bro. Everyone's trying to find out
I'm going to bed.
how that works, bro.
Richie's going to turn his phone off now. He's going to block us on Instagram one time.
All I need to know is how
One time. But do you know what? Shante says, I love this space. Let me know when you are all on live again. And we will. We go live every Wednesday.
If you follow the Whole Division podcast Instagram page, we post on there every time that we will be live.
Thank you, Mel. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a great discussion. I am going to edit it down. I am going to post it. And I promise you, I'm doing well. Come on, Mills. I am doing well. I'm doing better. Do you get me? I'm doing better. I got the time.
You are.
I know. Listen, I'm getting better. I am. Because, do you get me? Working smarter, not harder. So, again, Mr. True Talk, Ashley, thank you so much for coming on.
No,
Appreciate you.
Thank you for
always. Richie. Ash, it's like you never left, but Richie, you're
nice
such a dog. Anyway, thank you, Millie. Love always. Tune in.
Follow up your thing, my brother.
Your thing. Follow the podcast.
Nice to meet you, lot. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet. Like, share, and subscribe. Watch the last episode. This episode will be uploaded on the weekend. Love you all. Love and light.